The measles outbreak continues to spread across the U.S. with almost 500 cases. We have more on the story.
A Denton American Idol star is making a name for herself, but can she sing herself to the next round?
The Rangers are playing like World Series winners, but there was drama last night. We have the details.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Lucy Ritchie.
And I'm Aaron Erie. The world's wealthiest nation, but not the healthiest. The United States is on the verge of seeing a disease once thought to be a thing of the past come back again in a deadly style. And it's all about the measles. ntTV's Micah Talley has the latest. Micah?
Thanks, Aaron. 2 children and 1 adult have died in the past 2 months due to the measles outbreak. The outbreak is due to a lack of child vaccinations. There have been 481 cases reported in Texas alone, and health officials say they don't see it ending anytime soon. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy has endorsed the vaccine, but experts say that this is not enough.
And I'm happy to hear him say that the most effective means of preventing the spread of the virus is via the vaccine. But then he stopped short of the next sentence, which would make sense, which would be to unequivocally urge parents to vaccinate their kids.
Texas is among more than 20 states that have recorded measles cases so far this year. Once declared eliminated in 2000, outbreaks are rising and the disease is highly contagious. The commissioner of Chicago's Public Health Department says that the only way to truly stop the outbreak is to increase vaccination rates. So if you or someone that you know has symptoms of the measles, make sure to act quickly and seek professional attention. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Micah. Tonight, an update on last week's deadly track meet stabbing in Frisco. 17-year-old student Austin Metcalf was stabbed by another student, Carmelo Anthony, during an altercation. According to an arrest report, the situation developed last Wednesday when Metcalf told Anthony that he was sitting under the wrong tent. The report stated Metcalf grabbed Anthony to tell him to move and that Anthony pulled out a knife and stabbed Metcalf once in the chest. Anthony told police that he was protecting himself. Tonight, his lawyer is asking the public not to rush to judgment before all the facts and evidence are presented.
Lucy, we're really starting to see that spring weather in full effect, and I can't decide if I'm loving it or not.
I agree, Aaron, but either way, rain or shine, we are close to summer.
Well, you know that's right, but for now, let's hand it on over to Isabel Price to see if we're going to need a jacket or some shorts for the next couple of days. Izzy?
That's right, you guys. Spring has sprung, which means a lot of weather changes. Let's push it over to our first look. So it's 64 right now. It feels like 62 with about 7 miles an hour wind. Nothing too crazy. And if you look at tonight, it's going to be clear skies. It'll be 52. It'll feel like 52 with about 5 miles an hour wind. So if you are doing anything tonight, definitely make sure to grab a jacket. Tomorrow at around noon, it'll be clear skies like it's been today with 66. It'll feel like 72 with 9 miles an hour wind. So we're definitely pushing warmer. But I would say this is some much improved weather from last week. And shorts in the day with a jacket later on will be just fine. But that'll be perfect and the perfect outfit if you're going to go check out the new UNT Community Garden. Our live shot reporter, Alana Woodard, has the story. Alana?
Thank you, Izzy. A new community garden opened on campus located right behind Crumley Hall. The old community garden started in 2017, but the new garden began fall of 2023 and is now fully operational. Over 80% of the garden is available for students and staff to rent out those garden spaces. The new garden has about 10 more garden houses and could make about 60% more crops than the prior garden that is behind Legends Hall. The food pantry will also receive many fresh produce from the garden to help combat food insecurities for students, the Diamond Eagle Student Resource Center said. The center also oversees the garden, and the Student Services Coordinator said they plan on hosting more events this year to get more students outside and to know more about gardening. That's all I have for you guys. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Alana. So here's a kiddo that's meant to be a future Mean Green, Living Green fan. Meet 5-year-old Will Berry. He's on a mission to save the planet one recycled box at a time. At his preschool in Missouri, Will loves the idea of unpacking and recycling. He is the driver behind the school's recycling bins, and now he's convinced his classmates to join the cause. But it goes beyond the classroom. Will makes trips to the land dump and knows all about the waste management cycle. For a 5-year-old, his passion is one thing that really helps us all. And who knows, one day we might actually see him here on the UNT campus as a proud Mean Green environmentalist.
The clock is ticking. The tax deadline is closer than you think. What you need to know before time runs out.
Storms swept across the South, causing significant damage and disruptions. Full report ahead.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3.
Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Today was another rough day on Wall Street as investors try to figure out the long-term effects of President Trump's tariff policy. Since Wednesday, the stock market has gone through its worst period since the outbreak of COVID-19 5 years ago. There was a brief rally today after a rumor that Trump would pause the tariffs, but stocks fell again after the White House denied a pause was coming. The Trump administration is fighting back as a growing number of voices express concerns about the global tariffs. Lawmakers and American consumers are worried about a new wave of inflation as well as a possible recession. CNN's Amy Kiley has the latest.
The tariffs are coming.
The Trump administration is doubling down on tariffs as stock markets around the world plunge. Those in Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Australia, and New Zealand report early losses today. Tumbles in U.S. stock futures yesterday follow back-to-back sell-offs last week.
I went back and I looked for drops of 15% with a president who was inheriting a bull market. There's only one dude on your screen. It's Donald John Trump.
Here's the president responding last night when asked about the market volatility.
I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something.
A universal 10% tariff on all imports is now in effect after starting on Saturday. This Wednesday, additional duties on products from dozens of countries are set to begin.
There is no postponing. They are definitely going to stay in place for days and weeks.
President Donald Trump says he only wants to make deals with countries that close trade deficits with the U.S. He insists tariffs will be good for Americans in the end and predicts a resurgence of U.S. manufacturing. Experts agree the duties might help certain domestic producers, but most mainstream economists say they will also lead to higher prices.
Basically, at this point, you average all these different companies together who put forecasts out on the chance of a recession. It's about 50-50.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Concerns about the economy may have fewer Americans filing their taxes before next week's deadline. As of late last month, the IRS said it had gotten 1 million fewer returns compared to the same time in 2024. The agency also says more people are asking for extensions so they have additional time to file their taxes. Experts say those trends are not necessarily cause for concern on their own, but they could be connected to the turmoil within the federal government as the Department of Government Efficiency looks to make changes at the IRS. The deadline to file your 2024 tax returns is 1 week from tomorrow.
The Denton Fire Department has set a new service record again for the second year in a row. The department saw a rise in calls, and that trend is likely not slowing down anytime soon. Our reporter Kendall Keaton joins us live from Denton Fire Station 7 to break down why emergency responses are on the rise. Kendall?
That's right, Aaron. The fire department in 2024 responded to nearly 23,000 calls. That's nearly 1,000 more than the year before. And officials say these calls are not going anywhere. So what's behind the growing demand? The department says it largely comes down to an increase in EMS calls. Paramedics transported over 11,000 people to hospitals in 2024. That's a 7% increase year over year. According to the department annual report, EMS calls made up a bulk of service requests last year. Districts 2 and 8 had the highest EMS call volume, and the department says that's not by coincidence. Both areas have higher populations of people experience homelessness, along with more apartment complexes and nursing homes. These factors often lead to more frequent emergency responses. Now, other types of emergencies are also up, like rescue calls, which saw a 26% increase spike the year before. Despite these increases calls for actual fires, this was down slightly in 2024. Still, the Denton Fire Department is planning ahead. They're projecting even more calls this year, and they're planning ahead to expand their capabilities, including applying for their national EMS accreditation and using paramedic bicycles at big local events. That's all I have for you guys. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kendall. In the midst of spring, we're seeing a lot of changing weather, and that being said, it's important to stay up to date with your local weather and what to expect. Luckily, our weather anchor Isabel Price has all we need to know to stay prepared. Izzy?
That's right, you guys. Staying up to date is the most important thing you can do during times of extreme weather. Last week, unusually cold weather rolled in with a few showers, but this week, thankfully, it's a bit warmer. Now let's take a look at our current conditions across North Texas. So, right here at home in Denton, it's 64. Over McKinney, it's 62. 66 down in Fort Worth and 65 in Dallas. Overall, it's looking pretty good across this North Texas. Now let's take a look over at our state map. Like I said, 64 right here at home in Denton, 64 in Shreveport, and obviously over in El Paso, you're going to have some warmer weather with 70. Down in Houston, it'll be 67. But again, it's pretty much looking all the same across the map. Now let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. So it's 74. It'll be 74 tomorrow with a low of 52, 84 on Thursday with a low of 49. Honestly, the lows do look pretty low, but the highs are kind of staying even all across. Friday will be a partly cloudy day with a high of 82 and a low of 49. And then as you look over into the rest of the week, it'll be much, much warmer than we've seen over the past couple days. And then if you take a look over at Monday, it'll be 82 with a low of 63. And then Tuesday, rounding it back around, it'll be 79 with a low of 56. Now, these severe storms and weathers we've had this past weekend was a part of a much wider national spread of deadly storms and showers. These devastated 7 states since Wednesday, causing billions of dollars in economic damages and killing at least 19 people. CNN's Amanda Sansoni has a full look at their harsh and unforgiving April showers.
The relentless rain inundating much of the South and Midwest since Wednesday is finally letting up.
It's good to be able to come out this morning and it not be raining.
But rapidly rising rivers and tributaries are now threatening battered communities already flooded, including some that officials say have never experienced an event like this before.
I've seen homes underwater that have never had water. I don't think people were ready.
The severe weather system wreaking havoc from Texas to Ohio, spawning at least 60 tornadoes, according to the National Weather Service, and dropping more than a foot of rain across parts of the Mid-South in less than a week. On Saturday alone, over a dozen daily rainfall records were set in Tennessee and Arkansas.
We're just getting a lot of water right now.
The furious flooding prompting water rescues in Ohio and in hard-hit Kentucky, where Governor Andy Beshear warns of more danger ahead.
We're still not out of the woods. It's going to take days for the river flooding to recede.
With some rivers already cresting and others set to crest by midweek, for many, the worst may still be yet to come.
We've got a lot of water and a lot more to go.
But some are already looking ahead to the light at the end of the tunnel.
Once we get reopened, we'll do a reopening celebration.
I'm Amanda Sansoni reporting.
We'll keep everyone affected by these storms in our thoughts. That's all I have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Izzy. So, Lucy, one of the great things about developing technology is the way that it can respond to disasters.
And so often we learn how to deal with situations by watching how nature responds. That's actually the case with this next story.
Well, let's head on over to London Stewart with more on just how that approach is that can save lives. London?
There has been constant changes in our society to promote safety. Researchers have developed a new robot designed to grow like a vine that could rewrite rubble rescue operations. It gives the first responders a safe, hands-free way to assess situations. Jeremy Roth has more.
Large-scale disaster scenarios involving rubble rescues can be incredibly complicated and fraught with danger. But one unique rescue robot inspired by growing vines has researchers hoping they can reshape how rescuers reach into the breach. This is Sprout, a creative collab between think tanks at MIT and the University of Notre Dame that can expand, grow, and turn through cracks and around corners just like a vine. Sprout's flexible tubing is equipped with a camera and powered by a motor and is designed to snake through collapsed structures to reach a trapped target directly or assess ideal entry points for rescuers to go below. The bendable bot, which is being tested with real first responders, currently has a reach of up to 10 feet, but engineers are hoping to grow that figure up to 25. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
This addition to artificial intelligence is not the only innovation to the domain of technology. ChatGPT has now come out with a way for more convenient features to its app. OpenAI is now offering its ChatGPT Plus service for free to all college students in the US and Canada who qualify. The company recently launched a web page for the offer that details who is eligible and what's included. If your school is not on the list, the webpage features a tool to ask for assistance. Many people are excited that because ChatGPT is usually $20 a month. This feature offers faster responses and does not limit the amount of uses. Last year, OpenAI introduced ChatGPT EDU, a version of its AI tools for its universities that may be part of the push to its company into higher education. However, there are many different stances on AI's advancements among professors and politicians. AI is a field that is constantly making upgrades, and we'll have to wait and see where it goes. That's all I have for you. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, London. Our new men's basketball coach touched down in Denton last weekend. Up next, see what we captured from his first press conference.
We'll have more coming up.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DebtQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DebtQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DebtQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.debtq.org to learn more. DebtQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
Tonight, fans will find out if Denton native Brianna Nix will continue her American Idol journey. She competed last night but was not eliminated or moved up. Nix performed The Trouble with Love by fellow North Texan Kelly Clarkson. The judges loved her performance, but it wasn't enough to secure a spot in the next round tonight. She'll perform with a duet partner in the head-to-head round for a chance to move on. American Idol airs at 7 p.m. on ABC. Less common in today's world is to find someone who has a passion and pursues it. But this is not the case with UNT student pianist Aiden Fryer. He's been wowing people here at the university and on TikTok. His page has garnered over 800,000 likes, all from people expressing the joy they find in his music.
Like a daisy,
Emotion, experience, and jazz all go hand in hand, and no one knows this better than UNT student pianist Aiden Fryer.
Piano was one of the only ways for me to express any type of emotion that I may have had. And around when I started my TikTok, it also allowed me to express it to other people. And it was cool seeing other people say, oh, I enjoyed this. Like, you know, like people were enjoying the thing I was putting out.
The covers that Aiden put on social media made an impact on his audience. But for him, it was about how the music and his life intertwined.
A lot of it's not just playing, it's actually being human, being able to cry when you're playing, if you're feeling sad, or if that's how you're trying to express yourself through the instrument, you know. You don't really understand that until music's been the only thing you have.
Being a jazz pianist wasn't his original goal, but by trying new things, he found his passion and learned life lessons.
Having other experiences and applying what you've learned from those experiences helps with what you're doing in the moment. Yeah, sticking to one avenue, that's totally fine, but you should always branch out, you know.
By expanding his horizons, Aiden has found what he loves.
It's been a journey, and I appreciate the piano and music in general, and I always want to be able to express myself so other people can see that they can do that as well.
You can find Aiden on TikTok or playing in the 3 o'clock band here at UNT. Keep an eye out.
A hidden gem here in Denton is opening its doors to one of our reporters. This elote stand is sharing much more than just a corn in a cup. Our segment reporter Cynthia Mendoza is here to share more on the growth of this local business. Cynthia?
That's right, guys. I got the opportunity to try some of my favorite Mexican treats. Elotes El Tianguis is only a few years old, but it's making its mark on Denton. In the heart of Denton, a local food stand has evolved into something much more, offering a taste of tradition and a touch of community. Welcome to Elotes El Tianguis, a spot where every bite brings you closer to the heart of Mexican culture. Meet Gerardo Martinez Zavala. At just 24, he's the driving force behind this popular local food stand.
We started off as a food stand here in 288 and 35. I opened that food stand the end of 2019. It was right before COVID. Literally like a month before COVID.
In its new location for over a year now, Elotes El Tianguis has quickly become a favorite, especially in the Hispanic community. And while the original stand has a limited menu, this new spot has expanded to offer much more.
Yeah, so at our stand we only sold elotes and nachos and some sabritas preparadas, but here we got the liberty of making our own aguas frescas, making fresa con crema, fruit cups, other snacks, all the botanas you can think.
And while Gerardo is the heart of the business, Jacqueline Hernandez has been a key part of the operation since the university location opened.
A lot of the decorations we have up are actually like from places that we've traveled. Some of these are from San Luis, and they're like the artesanías that they make in that area. Some of these other things that we have are from different areas of Mexico. We have a little board right here, like a little bulletin board, that we allow our customers to put their business cards. Just seeing people smile and like having a good time eating in our lobby is one of the best things about working here.
Elotes El Tianguis is only growing. You can check out their new location on West University Drive or stop by their smaller stand on 35 East Frontage Road. With North Texas Television, I'm Cynthia Mendoza. Make sure to check out Elotes El Tianguis. They're open Monday to Saturday from noon to 10 p.m. That's it for me. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Cynthia. Not to sound corny, but there's something new and fresh coming to UNT Sports.
That's right. Our sports anchor Seth Wickman has more on all Texas teams. Seth?
Yeah, guys, we'll be talking Texas Rangers, March Madness, and the new face on campus after the break. Stick around.
Hey you! Yeah, you. Tax day is right around the corner, and the IRS has free resources to help you. Just visit their website or contact our volunteer income tax program at 800-906-9887. You don't want the IRS knocking at your door. Whew, I guess it's too late for you. Pay now or pay later with interest. File your taxes.
The Texas Rangers are trying to continue their red-hot start to the season. Yesterday, the team wrapped up a 3-game home series against the Tampa Bay Rays and walked away with a sweep. Now, Texas blew a lead but scored the game winner in the 9th inning when Jonah Heim's base hit allowed Josh Smith to score, sealing the 4-3 win. This was the Rangers' 8th win of the season, leaving them with the best record in the American League. They'll start a series against the Chicago Cubs in about 20 minutes at Wrigley Field. All right, now let's switch to what's happening on the court tonight. Houston and Florida will be facing off in the NCAA Tournament Championship. This is the first time 2 1 seeds are in the final since 2008. Houston defeated Duke in the semifinal on Saturday, 70-67, benefiting off the Blue Devils only making 1 field goal in the last 10 minutes. On the other hand, the Florida Gators are coming off a win over Auburn 79-73, with Walter Clayton Jr. leading the charge, scoring 34. Now, tip-off between the two juggernauts is at 7:50 tonight in San Antonio. And even though the basketball season is over for the Mean Green, it's still been an eventful week with the hiring of the new coach. Sports reporter Jordan Lindsay attended his first press conference and heard what Coach had to say. Take a look at this.
Mean Green, let's go.
The Mean Green welcomed Daniel Robinson as the head coach of men's basketball last Friday.
Yeah, we were able to conduct over a dozen phone calls over last Wednesday and Thursday after Coach Hodges' announcement. Hit the road to see semifinalists in person, and it became very clear every step of the way that Coach Robinson clearly checked every box in our profile.
You know, Jared, and when Jared and Dr. Connor came to the house to meet with me, you know, they say, you know, everything is bigger in Texas. Well, it was a big deal when they showed up. And I was like, oh, this is real. This is real.
Robinson spent his last 3 years at Cleveland State and won over 60 games, the most by any coach in a 3-year span. Although he's in a new location, the vision is still the same. Robinson is already making moves, bringing in 3 players from his former school.
I can't really speak to commitments and all those things right now, but it is important to have guys that are familiar with you, so when you hit the ground, they're in the locker room talking the same talk and helping the players understand the culture and understand how we do things and those type of things.
From ntTV News, this is Jordan Lindsay.
Man, I can't wait to see what Robinson does with his opportunity and what heights he takes the program to. But that's all I got for sports, so back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Seth. It's going to be super exciting seeing a fresh new face on campus, and we can't wait to see what success he brings to us.
I agree with Lucy. Thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.